Video H 750 intro. All right. Welcome to Ambassadors Inc. Shtf tutorial. I'm gonna show you a few items that we have in our bug in, bug out, or we'll just say dummy knocker bags. Some items I don't have for this video because I didn't feel like going through that process of doing all that. So yeah, there's that. But I said I'm gonna start with women. Get you some BPA-free breast milk storage bags. Get you some BPA-free bottles, tops, and nipples. I don't see why y'all don't just use your own, but again, there's that. Some people don't like to breastfeed all the time. I've seen that process of the tiring and not feeling like I want to do it because I've had 4 of my children breastfed. So, yeah, I get it. Also, instead of plugs for your universe, get you some pads, and they also have little period cups and stuff broken into. And get you some of these. I don't know if you can see it. Sorry if you can't. L is for loving your body. Their mission, making acceptable period care accessible for all. That's why they make tampons containing cotton, organic cotton without the organic price. That's why we make pads, liners, and intimate fragrances and parabens and all free from premium price. And apparently they don't have any petroleum shit in this either. So they have cellulose, cotton, hot melt adhesive, polyethylene, plastic layer to keep fluid away from underwear. Only thing I don't like about this is the titanium dioxide, but it currently makes material with white naturally occurring. You don't need titanium dioxide on your universe. You just don't. But nevertheless, I'm doing what I'm able to do with what I've been given thus far, and get straight cotton, I would say. And there's ways to enhance that. Even if you get straight cotton, there's ways to do the same thing. You're just gonna have to do a little kamatstri and a little inventing. And I have an idea that comes to mind with that, as well as womb douching, and so on and so forth, with things that you know is good for your universe. So put that to the side. Then we're gonna come here, and you can also check out our March assessment and other shit hits the fan videos and foraging guides. Here's the bottles. Sorry about the noise in the background. Some of the bottles. Because a lot of people, when you think off grid, you think bug out, you're not really thinking about. I've never really seen anything about babies. That's for sure. Not one time. So this is the first time I'm doing it. Not to say it's never been done. Get you some nipples. Nipple man. Oh, you thought I just made a song about that shit for nothing? It means something. And get you one of these as well. Women, you know what this is? Um, I'm guessing this is connected as a breast pump thing. And bottle warmer at the same time. Alright. More bottles and tops to hold the nipples in place. I got a side joke. I don't know if I want to release that in this video. And then we got more breast pump pieces and portions and help things. Yeah, I'll save that joke for somewhere else because I don't think it's appropriate for this video. Some people will get weirded out. This is what you did when you put some context. And then we got a hell of a lot of wipe lens, rear wipe pieces, rear lenses. Latex and alcohol-free formula crafted peels of 5.5 includes nourishing blend of aloe and vitamin E and provitamin B5 for shiny, healthy hair. Shampoo caps. So especially when you talk about doulas and doula training and stuff, you're gonna need a lot of different stuff, especially on the go, that may not be available all the time. But if you breastfeed and you know everything about that and you do it right, you'll be all right. But you might not be able to stop at all times, seeing to breastfeed, unless you have a baby carrier, and then that will probably help out a lot for on the go, and so on and so forth. So, quick relief for stuffy nose. You can get one of these kits for quick stuffy nose relief and all that jive. All right. And I got that part. Along with the other pieces and portions to that. Again, sorry about the background noise. Okay. And you see how she was blowing her breath into the baby's nostrils? That's a good representation of breathing life and the breath of life into your child. Yeah, so there's that. Let me put this in here with a nipple. Mr. Nipple. Alright. Put the shower caps in there too. So that's that. Cloths, baby diapers, same thing. I would look for pure cotton things. I would study the companies. I would study, what they do, how they like to get their stuff done, so that you're making sure you're getting the best products for you and your babies. And you're taking care of yourself. So you can also get things for like baby diapers, baby wraps for diapers, swaddling wraps. You can also go on eBay in certain places and get EMF materials, Faraday clothing, and stuff like that to help shield your baby from COVID low EMF, elf wave frequencies, and these microwave frequency radiation towers. And then study targeted neural warfare patterns, and read into that, and study the Lily Wave, and study other things. You can find clothing, hats, all that. You're gonna have to do a little bit of digging and research, but that's part of being resourceful and actual doing work and loving yourself and your family. Because why not? You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck not? All right, we'll move on to other things. Just always get one of these. Fire starter. All right, and yes, if you do it enough, the right type of match, it will spark. If you have strike anywhere matches, it will spark. We've tested this in 2018, 2019, and so on and so forth. Get you the pack where you can get the extra flint pieces, which is that gold piece in there with the black on it. That's flint rod. All right. Sorry about the noise in the background. I have a cord for my earphones, and it's annoying, but I'm doing what I can. Got so hold that. All right. Moving on to more field medic trainings on the go, CNA, training, doula training, and so on and so forth. If you want urology, inventors of one layer Foley tray, the one layer tray, and silver touch. And yeah, this one is 100% silicone Foley catheter tray, pre-connected to drainage tray. And obviously this deals with trauma care and stuff like that too. If you don't know much about catheters, go look it up, do the work. And this is what that is about. You can get you some gloves, latex or non-latex. Again, study the companies, what they're connected to, what they do. And then it's got all the instructions on the bags. Performing hygiene, don gloves, remove drain tube from holder, slide tap to open valve and empty into collection container. Do not allow the drain tube to touch the container or anything else. After emptying the bag, slide tap closed and clean end of drain tube with alcohol before placing it in the holder. And then it gives you all the instructions, numbers 1 through 7, from there. So get you one of these. Um, Clinical Preventive Barrier Cream Cloth, 3-in-1 skin. You can get you one of these. Field management, uh, situational awareness and preparedness, field guide 101 comprehension. Practice doing this with people, and on people. You know what I'm saying? Healing people. In my personal opinion, if there's a bullet and a wound, if you don't have the trauma pads for that, um, there's a specific name that'll come to me. But you can also plug up a bullet wound with one of these. With these, nigga. And yes, they will expand. Because these are technically for the universe. But, I mean, if you need to plug a wound real quick to stop the bleeding, here you go. You can get you a body towel. Disposable. They have organic ones, too, that are looking a little bit different. On-the-go towels. Get you some. Okay. Extra pair of socks. Okay. And another use for extra pair of heavy-duty socks. Right? When you have a trauma kit or splint kit and stuff like that, right? This is for the layer 1, creating a splint for the padding, so on and so forth, realigning, so on and so forth, okay? Then you have the other layers, which are with these, latex-free self-adherent wrap, um, that will go over this, okay? This first, 1, then 2, okay? And then on the go, pantyhose. Or stocking. Get you one of these because that'll sleeve these. 1, 2. It'll sleeve it. Okay. Put that over it, and then for extra security, if you want to, or a layer, put one of these over the liner. And extra security, whatever, bro. Um, Also, get you some extra hand sanitizer. Carry it with you. Multiple tubes, in a backpack, in a pocket, something to make sure that you have what is needed for when it's needed, before you need it. Extra poncho and an extra nacky. You might want to blow your nose. You might want to wipe yourself. You might like to use towels instead of tissue and stuff like that to wipe yourself after you boo boo. There's a nice river. You can go there, wipe yourself, so on and so forth. Wash your rag, and then sanitize it, and then go from there. Um, you can also carry body wipes, cleansing wipes. They're organic ones, or you can make organic ones, and we have a recipe for that we started working on back in 2019, in 2020-ish. So we started making our own versions of these things that you can carry around that gives you extra nutrition and also sanitizes, as well. So you just enhance it, um, very beautifully, actually, and you'll love them. You'll love them. I'm not going to give you the recipe right now. This is not that video. So, sorry for ya. Um, if you don't know the instructions on how to build the splints and stuff like that, you can go online and you can study that, look that up. You can carry extra tampons if you need them, because some people don't know about certain shit. But I'm just saying, if there's bullet wounds and shit like that, that is an extra help, and it's gonna hurt like shit to plug it up, and take it out, but it'll work. You can also put in the anesthetics and stuff like that, to help you out. This one happened to come with instructions, so there's that. Also, band-aids. I know I don't have them in the casing right now, but whatever. Band-aids. Everybody by now should be big boys and big girls to know how to put on band-aids. Honey Stinger Energy Gel, just in case you need some energy. You should also study our Kumkum Apothecary manuals for shit hits the fan. Situational preparedness, teaching you how to live off grid, and how to find plants and herbs and spices and so on and so forth, and make tinctures with those things. And also goes into farming and agriculture, so on and so forth, and how you can use electroculture, electric crystal culture, among other unique techniques, the ancient things, um, that you can integrate into that, and how to utilize things that you find, like buckets and stuff like that, clean them up, and then utilize them to build what you need from resources that people are throwing away. Wood, look for construction programs and projects and stuff when they throw away a bunch of wood, know how to clean it, wash it, and so on and so forth, how to build fires, ninja camping, um, different forms of tent building, and how to stabilize your tent for wintertime so you can live in it in the wintertime and still be warm. Um, and even if you don't have a fire, uh, the 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 winter before last, a few winters, we've practiced this from Detroit to Colorado, and trained in New Bay, how to survive snowstorms, and it worked beautifully. We stayed warm, we stayed cool. If you're off grid and you're doing hard to kill or gray man theory, you have to live a little bit different and utilizing how to live where you're not just stuck outdoors, which is very useful as well. And people that I would suggest that you learn from, other than YouTube, would be nomads, people who's been on the streets for I don't know how long. I wouldn't say take all their ideas into consideration, but there's some survival techniques and storage techniques that they know of that most people don't even think of. And yes, a lot of them are meth heads, a lot of them are druggies and drug dealers and whores and prostitutes. However, looking past that and looking at them as people, but not compromising integrity and so on and so forth, you'll learn a lot. You learn a lot. I've learned a lot, and I haven't had to, no, I haven't had to compromise my body, my integrity, my livelihood, none of that stuff. My children, none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to give up and just like, fine, then I guess I'm gonna do this. You know, none of that. Extra masks, cloth ones. If you do it right, you can build a bikini, and you can construct a bikini with these. If you do it right, you can do a whole bikini, one that goes to your bra, down your belly, to your all the way through your navel, your yoni and anal, so on and so forth, and back up. You can literally build a whole thing. You can build a whole fucking suit with these things if you do it right. But you have to have that type of mindset. And I would suggest that you adore and love anime, and cosplay and Ren Fair and shit like that, and be an artist, because if you don't, and a designer, because if you don't, you're really not gonna think about shit like that. Ask me how my mind went to that. But yeah, there's that. Next, um, I do have storage container bags for the breast milk stuff, breast care, doula dads, doula, so on and so forth. Um, so there's that. Um, you can build survival camps and shelters with construction projects. Only thing about that, if you don't have a car or vehicle, whatever, and help, sometimes you're going to have to wait and monitor for a while until you get certain things that you need in order to do what you need to do. My suggestion, you should have the tools that you need to build with beforehand. Screwdrivers, screws, nails, hammers, um, Allen wrenches, socket wrenches, either electric or non-electric, crowbars, CO2 cartridges. You can also get you a CO2 gun, taser, pepper spray, um, flashlights, candles. You can say birthday candles. You can make candles out of oil. You can go on YouTube and check out what kind of oils you can use, how to make homemade wicks and stuff like that. Go on there, study all that stuff. Study tracking and trapping. Um, get you some experience in martial arts in case you ain't got a gun. How to use diverse weapons, improvised weapons, um, ghost printing, so on and so forth. Um, you want to clean some stuff up and you might need it. Get you some erasers, okay? Because these always come in handy if you have to get into an abandoned space or whatever and shit need to be cleaned up just for the night or for however long. You need to secure the doorways, the windows. You need to make it look like nobody is still there. We've practiced doing this. I know I have by myself multiple times over the years, so um, I know how to do that. And in doing that, you should also get like familiar with like explorers, exploring abandoned buildings and infrastructures, cathedrals, and so on and so forth, and spaces and stuff like that. So malls, warehouses, so that you get used to doing that. And that's useful for many purposes and reasons other than just one. Get used to the knowledge of learning how to make rocket stoves, campfires, study off-grid homestead living and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good information out there. You can get you one of these. If you don't have a battery system, a generator system, you're going to have to learn how to make batteries, earth batteries, sand batteries, uh, earth heaters, so on and so forth, earth boilers, earth stoves, old-fashioned pizza stoves, ovens, and or you're going to have to learn a little bit of electrician stuff and learn how to splice wires and stuff like that and how to get stuff going on that. But this is a Sunbeam portable heater. It has a C-size charger. Okay, and yeah, there you go. This can help a lot with all kinds of different situations as well. Let me put that on my lap. You can also, sorry about the noise, get you one of these wart things, wart freezers. It shows you what to do with that. I got it one because it has the swab pieces, and you can utilize those swab pieces because I don't like this is highly flammable, so I don't want to put this shit on my body. Um, and it being highly flammable, I'd rather use this for something else. Yeah, I think of a number of things I could use that for in case of emergency. Shit hits the fan, get the fuck out the way. Uh, a nasal spray piece. Um, this one came with colloidal silver. Um, study colloidal silver, study health benefits of silver, and of course, you should know how to microdose, as with anything else. Extra big container of hand sanitizer. Now, you can also utilize these supplies and tools for hiking. And I would suggest not sitting there packing your pack so fucking heavy that it fucking hurts your body, and shit like that, because it's not fucking necessary. Anything. Now, different size of batteries is necessary. I would say take a pair or two pairs of each. Know how to pack it so the weight is not the excess of the bottom of the bag. You're technically supposed to put layers of soft and thicker materials to condense or to help fill in the bag, but to make the put the weight in the middle so it's less heavier, and in case you have to drop something somewhere, it's not gonna break your fragilities, if you will. I'm calling it fragility. Shut the fuck up. Get you some extra batteries. These are size 10. I could think of reasons why to have certain size batteries. Um, if you have lasers, my point, or certain stuff like that that take those type of batteries. Hearing aids, so on and so forth. Get you some extra 80 ABD sterile pads. Always carry some extra ones of these. EMS crews, study things about the EMS crews, fire safety, riot control, so on and so forth. Because you're gonna need that when you're building bug in, bug out bags and or dummy knocker bags. There's a reason I call it dummy knocker. That's my thing. That's my genre. I don't like sounding like everybody else, and there's a reason for that. But anyway, snap light, safety light sticks. Okay. Um, this one lasts for 12 hours. Phthalate free, non-toxic, non-flammable, and weatherproof. We shall find out. Get you some extra gauze rolls because you never know when you might need to use that. You can also shock the gauze with nutrients if you know how to make tinctures, salves, and with oils and stuff like that. So you can pretty much dilute and um, just completely wipe out the toxins um, in these. And there's ways to do that with other methods as well. I know from experience and um, testing these things for a few years. So go from 2018, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That's 9 years. Remember, I have 12 years of diverse levels of security training, including off-grid survival, uh, and situational awareness, and targeted individual safety and survival precautions. All right. Now you can go outside, learn what herbs and spices and so on and so forth to gather together that will help you um, with nutrition. Kale has protein in it, and copper and so on and so forth, manganese for energy boosts and so on and so forth. You can also get lemons and limes for energy boosts or energy drinks, lime juice and lemon juice, and roses and wild bergamot. Um, to calm, you can get wild chamomile, chicory root, yarrow, mint, lavender, and rose, and you can put a salve and stuff together, or you can make a tea with it, um, or for aromatherapy. If you study yoga and shamanic practices and so on and so forth, that helps. Um, but it also, lime and lemon also work as a good sanitizer, as well as frankincense. Frankincense is also a good preserver and antiseptic, and so on and so forth, the same as clove. Clove will also help with getting rid of bugs and detouring them, and whole cinnamon, as you chop it, so on and so forth, gets rid of ants. I hear that snakes do not like, or serpents do not um, like garlic. So I practice putting garlic cloves and chopped garlic all around the boondocking sites and camping sites and so on and so forth. And you got to do research on that side, on that stuff too, because a lot of people say you can't do shit for free, and that is an absolute lie. I know because I've tested it and studied it and done this for a while. So practicing is definitely necessary, and it's a good hydrator. It hydrates and it sanitizes, and it gives you energy. All right. You can also get protein from yams, and you can get proteins from pears, in other words, avocados, from grains, from nuts, from oats, black walnuts, and that's a parasite detoxer. Clove oil, oregano oil. Um, get into neurology, Henupe, and phlebotomy, biochemistry, um, and uh, autonomy, and learn your body. Learn what your body can help with. You can get rid of allergies. You can study genetics. You got to learn these things because you're going to need these things um, when shit gets crazy. They talk about zombie plans and zombie stuff and CIA documentations and wars and this, that, and the third, and rumors of wars. And I'm not a Christian. I'm not talking about that shit. But in essence, the reality of what we live in, psychological warfare. You're gonna need stuff how to cleanse from chemical warfares and heavy metals and heavy toxins and parasites from the COVID vaccine. You got to clean yourself from graphene oxide, from morgellons, and so on and so forth, right? Frequency protection. So you're not getting hit with harmful radiation frequencies and do weapons, HARP and DARPA shit, right? Also, carry around you some extra, you know what that is. You know what that is if you know what that is, okay? Get you, get you some organic unsynthetic and chemical laced tobacco, because that is a good medicinal um, plant, and know how to use it other than smoking. You dig? Um, Same thing with marijuana or the flower, de ganja, hala Yahuwah, because if you study the endocannabinoid system, you'll appreciate the plant a lot more and save the seeds. My preference, homegrown. Always check to see what the fuck they're growing it with, because people do some strange shit. But welcome to Earth, cuz. You know what I'm saying? This is a battery pack. I think this is for that body warmer thingy. This might be batteries or USB. Oh, it's a charger. Alright, so yeah, you can charge this, you can plug this up. If you got an extra battery system, or you know how to do all that electricity shit to nigga rig shit, yeah, you can make batteries. You can make charger stations. You can utilize certain things to do certain things, and learn how to build certain things. So there's all that. Get you some Strike Anywhere matches. Those are very useful and helpful, because the other ones get annoying because the backs strip off of them and they might get wet. Get you some camping matches, ones that not getting wet so easily, or they're designed to deal with shit like that easier. Um, and it's intelligent. It's intelligent to do so, bro. So flashlights, other mini lights and stuff like that, light bands. Utilize some of the dog and pet stuff. lights, chains, leashes. Improvise, get creative. You know what I'm saying? Get you a bulletproof vest. Either um, soft shell, hard shell, um, level J3 and above. Get the ones, you know what I'm saying, for shotgun rating, the plates, the police style ones. Get you some handcuffs, get you some zip ties, get you some zip tie cuffs, you know what I'm saying? Get you some batons, get you some training, citizen arrest and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Riot control, learn some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Always carry some glasses, some regular glasses, some bandanas, some of these, some scarves and stuff like that. Beads, there's other, you know what I'm saying? Study human trafficking. There's ways that you can improvise and utilize certain things. Um, for a lot of stuff. Learn how to profile, learn how to do surveillance and reconnaissance in the city, in the rural areas, in uh, the hood, in the mountains and countries, and so on and so forth. Some people don't like me. Good. Sounds like you problem, not mine. Because you should love yourself, bro. That's part of the discipline of Mahaba, adoring yourself, treating yourself and your family right. You know what I'm saying? You want to get your land back. It's more than getting your land back than just getting up and setting up on your land. Like you're gonna need more than that. You're gonna need practice. You're gonna need stability. You're gonna need order. You're gonna need discipline. You know what I'm saying? Don't get out there and just do whatever. Have everybody depend on you. Sorry about the background noise again. Because there's weirdos who do that. You know what I'm saying? Get out here, they don't know nothing, and they could depend on me. And a lot of those weirdos take advantage of people. You know what I'm saying? And that's really not right. Get you a tent. One person or multiple person just know how to pack that shit right. Get you water filters. Get you some shungite. Get you a copper bottle, copper cups, whatever to cook out of. Get you something to cook out of. You know what I'm saying? Get you some canteens and stuff like that. Stuff that holds heat and holds cool. Um, uh, get you some spray paint or paint markers. Those of you who know, you know, and you should know why. Um, get you some systems in place for babysitting, for training and training the babies as they go. Get them involved in these procedures, uh, in these trainings. Learn some calisthenics. You know what I'm saying? Um, learn things to help you with your endurance and your flexibility, your agility. Um, and you can also look into our dissolving fear-based trauma training, because that'll help a lot. Tapping into your inner child and knowing what the reality of shadow children from the righteous mindset, not fear-based propaganda and MK Ultra programming in a poriated mind state. We don't want to live in a poria anymore. Also, practice getting you maps. Collect maps, bus maps, hiking tourist maps, um, download maps, print maps out, get you a record system. You know what I'm saying? For traveling, you never know when it might be useful. Learning how to build, learning how to do landscaping and gardening, learning how to house clean, learning how to take care of people and things. Um, those are all good skills and necessary skills for a lot of shit, and people never know when they might be needed. Some carabiners, get you heavy duty ones and get you small ones, because even if you don't have something like this for instant doggy bowl or whatever you're utilizing it for, I don't like activated plastics and shit like that, but they have their place when they have their place. Just know what to do, right? And know how to enrich your nutrients so this shit isn't fucking it up. Um, if you have organized food and stuff like that, and you have to do it for something, utilize these things. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. Knowing how to detox and stuff like that is key, because if you have to utilize these things, sometimes you're in tough situations and you ain't got no choice but to use it. You know what I'm saying? Be resourceful. Be knowledgeable with those resources. Okay. Um, use it to gather water. Use it to gather plants and resources, berries, and it's all that. Same with the hands and the arms. You can get you ankle braces. Okay. This one can go into your shoe. Get you some more adhesive stickers, so on and so forth. I like the old school bandits because the newer school after the 90s, they went to shit. And they just fucking don't stick. Really good. But going back into the swabs, because you can use these to apply the ointments, salves, alcohol, um, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And then you can sterilize them and reuse them again if you know what to do. And then here's the holder. So those are good. It's good to use. More gauze, um, non-stick pads. Boom. Get you some of those. Um, Again, we got some more sanitizer, lip balm, watermelon moisturizer, soothing ingredients: coconut oil, baruch beeswax, olive oil, vitamin E, and flavor and shea butter. These are some organic ones. There's amazing ones. You can learn how to make them too. Just like the candles, oil candles, and so on and so forth, or beeswax candles. Also, get you some of these. Sleeping directly under them is going to cause moisture. Not a good suggestion. However, there's ways to layer that to stop that with blankets and so on and so forth. Even moving blankets, which are supposed to be straight wool, which I bought a lot. Preserving heat from underground. From up under you. Blocking cold from the ground. Using cardboard boxes with the wax on them. Flipping over to keep the water and moisture out. And then put the moving blankets on top of that, which also stops mold from growing in the tent. Or wherever you're at, so on and so forth, and get you some of these hand warmers, foot warmers, throw them in your sleeping bags, throw them in your tent, you know what I'm saying, around stuff so you keep your stuff and blankets warm, put your blankets over it, boom, you come back, you're going to be warm, this, that, and the third, right? You can utilize all organic and natural incense, because when you smell those and stuff like that, that's going to help heal your inside, so it'll stop you from getting colds and stuff like that, or sick. And another reason why I am more vegan, practicing coming out of vegetarianism, but going back to being total vegan, I'm literally like right there, um, because I don't have to worry about getting sick like that. My body will cleanse itself when it needs to, but knowing how to detox and deworm and demetal and all that other type of stuff, it helps out a lot. Vitamin E, grow with the sun, get in the sun, grow your melanin, um, and everything else in spiritual practices when it comes to that as well. Learn how to speak different languages. So wherever you go, you're able to communicate, you're able to get resources, you're able to be helped, and you never know what that might turn into for you in good ways. You know what I'm saying? So being multilingual is a beautiful thing. Do that. Um, we got some tea tree oil, infused, desert essence, mint fluoride free, SLS free, gluten free, vegan toothpaste. All right, calcium carbonate, glycerin, um, tea tree oil, carrageenan plant, peppermint oil, tea tree oil, sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda, sea salt. So yeah, um, distributed by desertessence.com. Go read them. Go study them. You can also do the same thing with your toothbrushes. Bamboo, activated charcoal, or you can learn how to do the activated charcoal stuff yourself, and you can learn how to do all that stuff. We learned how to make our own medications, teas, tinctures, incense, vapor, and Baruch all of that. Get you some rope, get you some climber's rope. Carry around extra shoestrings because you never know when you might need that. Extra belts, strong belts. Find ways to collect real leather. You know, purpose is why I say it's anyways. Can opener, bottle opener. Get you some of them too. Carry around a couple extra snacks in your bag and all that because you never know when you might need it and it's necessary. Like, why would you just go around doing a bunch of shit that you're not, like, for what, and just not know what the fuck to do? Excuse me, reversing cancer. Um, um, you're gonna need shit like that. Learn how to make anti-venom, antiseptics, so on and so forth. Rosemary and lemon, Burt's Bees, cream. With shea butter and cream. Okay. Plant powered lip care, vitamin with healing vitamin E, protective jojoba oil, or jojoba oil, and natural soothing plant extracts. So, with no petroleum, which is car engine oil. Study petroleum in the industry on that. Organic lip balm. This is peppermint. Pinster Sisters. Almond oil. Coconut oil. Beeswax. Olive fruit oil. Peppermint oil. Vitamin E oil. Spinster Sisters. Check them out. I tried this the other day. Kept my lips juicy and wet and moist all day and soft. Dr. Bronner's Peppermint All-in-One Toothpaste, fluoride-free, 70% organic ingredients, help freshen breath, whiten teeth, and reduce plaque. With some toothpaste, you can mix it. Add it with some neem toothpaste. And the neem toothpaste that has other clove and black seed oil and other things that help enhance the nutrition, regenerative growth, and so on and so forth. Anti-aging, my energy savings plan, my life savings plan, it fucking works. And we also have no sting barrier film, alcohol-free protective wipe. Okay. On top of the ACE or the other bandages and stuff like that, you got this one, which is a little dirty. But this one, the soft foam, sticky-ish things, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that. So I can't do certain things with that anymore. And ACE wrap bandages. You can also get the wraps that you do for like boxing and stuff like that, hand wraps and stuff like that. Get you some of the medical tapes. Okay? Stuff like this comes in handy. And you really never know when. You just find out. You can get you some of these liquid IV hydration multiplier, electrolyte, drink mixes and stuff like that. This one's a little hard because it's been sitting for a while. Because I use them, but you don't need them all day. You activate it with water, hydration packs, and again, you want some more energy, follow some of my other ideals, and you can make tinctures that give you energy and sprays, breath sprays and stuff like that that are organic, natural, that help induce your healing, activate your neurology, healing places, and so on and so stuff like that in your nervous system. Um, Aches and pains, you can look up and you can make salves and creams. I would suggest everybody get you some CBD oil and chlorophyll, um, and get you some frankincense, both oil and rosin. Because if you know what I'm talking about, and you know what's up, you know what I'm talking about, and you know what's up. Get you some sea moss products. Make sure it's real sea moss though, because all sea moss is not real, and there's a reason why Dr. Sabi was out. He instant transmissioned somewhere else, and I know people who was involved with that most people wouldn't even consider. But there's documentaries on that stuff when you go watch it. Um, but anyway, um, carry extra rubber bands, hair ties, um, mirrors, makeup mirrors. Um, One, it can be used as a signal with the sun, and also you can use it as a tool to blind bad guys and to watch people, to watch your back in certain environments and stuff like that. Being knowledgeable about where you're going environmental wise and regions and stuff like that everywhere you go before you go there is like obviously necessary. Sorry. Um, there has been a lot of fires and stuff like that, um, in Colorado. So being outside and getting shit done and doing stuff, you gotta get some of that out. Um, carry a staff with you. You don't have to go buy a staff. You can look for trees that have that. Just don't fuck up the trees. Also look for tree saps. Learn about tree saps. Learn about wood. Things you could do with wood. How to get water from the trees and so on and so forth. And how to build with tree sap and utilize that as glue. And so on and so forth. Learn how to Faraday proof your house or your environment. And we have other measures and things that can be utilized, um, to revolutionize your activism that are more strategic and, um, militant, tactical, right? Um, what else? Learn how to do surgery. Um, I would say that too. Learn how to do surgery. Learn how to swim. Learn how to hike and climb mountains. Build up your endurance, stamina, and so on and so forth. Meditations, obvious. Learn how to utilize your time in the day, get many things done, and so on and so forth. Practice homeschooling, tribal community organizations, do some videos on that, get on each other's platforms as you're able to, do seminars, make money, but don't let money be your motivation because you need to monetize your health and wealth, um, and reality. Because when shit hits the fan, you want to be ready for that shit, and that's all there is to it. Side note, if you find antlers, utilize antlers as tools for digging and for climbing up hills, mountains, and rocks, and climbing down. You'll be surprised what you can do with that. And you can make hanging racks with that if you know what to do with what to do, and so on and so forth. And yeah, survival shelters, you can utilize rocks, learn how to build with rocks, learn how to build with building materials, pay lasers, torches, get you some handheld torches that people use for like wax and stuff like that and rosin, for smoking. Get you some of those kits. Get you some of those lock key kits, lock picking kits. You never know when you might use them. Save your old debit cards and stuff like that, and hotel room keys because you never know when you might need to use those. Hangers. Utilize hangers dealing with camping and cooking, among other things. Um, you have old school doors like 90s doors and you have a hanger, you know what I mean. You know what to do. The Jimmy Jimmy. Also to unlock cars, learn about cars, learn engineering, learn mechanics, and stuff like that. Learn about different motor oils. Um, I'm not gonna go too far into this because some of the stuff I don't want my video to get taken down because I will take it there, and I know me. So, learn how to whistle, have a communication system, a buddy system, get a ham radio, a police scanner radio, um, get walkie-talkies, learn how to utilize those, learn how to do privatized channels, get you a satellite phone, every reason why, um, and there's other things that you can study too that's necessary um, to learn how to empower yourself and your people and not be a jerk because we didn't go through all this abuse from the system and everything else to learn how to do the same things that they did to weaponize opposed to us even more to continue those same repetitious ongoing bullshit. It's not fucking necessary. This is all part of mental health awareness and suicidal prevention and drug prevention and A&A, whatever you call it, without their wicked systems and the realities behind those people who created those systems. Um, this will literally it's a solution to prevent foster care and CPS human trafficking shit. You know, community resolution solutions. Um, and we practice this. You know what I'm saying? We practice this, organizing, coming together, block watches, block watches meetings, and so on and so forth, and study groups. So we've done this with people who are as old as 14 and my children's age. You know what I'm saying? Ages when they were like 3 and stuff like that, and many different peoples and elder peoples, different backgrounds, study law and government. You know what I'm saying? The more ancient you go, the more you need to know. You can go on our YouTube, Noble Scorpions, um, written with a 3, one word. You can check out playlists Covidia Tartaria and The Merry Unholy Halloween and Niggas Anonymous and Ghosts and Zombies. And there's some other places that you can go to. Ambassadors Inc. stories. Um, and you can learn a little bit more there. You can study some of the people I've studied from too. Um, Experiences and encounters will teach you a lot. Get you some books, read you some books. Get out in nature, get grounded, get melanated, feathers up, what's puffing my nagas, cloud out. It's your goon, halaya, mubarak, mahaba.